Yo, what's up, guys? I have a PSA order that I am going to reveal for you. This is a 90 card order. I'm going to try to go as fast as I can so as to not take up too much of your time. But there's a bunch of really good cards in here, and there's a couple of misses. Typically, I am getting about 85 to 90% of my card grades correct. This specific order, I got 88%. I got 78 out of the 89 cards correct. I say 89 cards because one of them they didn't grade. It's an unknown reason, but we'll go with that. 11% of those hits were actually an upgrade. So I expected the grade to be lower than what it got, and it got higher. So I had roughly 12% lower and 11% higher. Otherwise, I hit right on the nail. All right, let's go ahead and get into this thing. We're going to start off with some Jaden Daniels. And I'm going to, like I said, I'll show what my grades, I thought my grades were going to be up in the corner. And yeah, I'll try to go as fast as possible so as to not take up too much of your time. Got a 10 there, that's a big one. Got a 9 and a 10 and a 9. So I'll stop on a couple of that I either got wrong or given a little explanation on some things. Here's a big one. Bang. Big old card right there. Sweet hit. Got another 10. So, like I said, I'm going to try to fly through these as quickly as possible. Some of these grades I'm very happy with. We have a couple in here that I'm not very happy with. But I had notes on what I thought the grades were going to be and what the issues were with the cards. I thought they still had a shot at a 10. Unfortunately, a couple of them didn't get that 10. But yeah, we're just flying through here. We got a couple of 10s reeling it off really quick. A couple of 10s in a row. Look at all those bomb squads. Those are really good grades. If you're looking to pick up some cards to grade, bomb squads are good. I looked at a bunch of them, and most of them were pretty good. So, a lot of you guys that are watching this video know who Matt Peacock is. He has become a good friend of mine. I'm helping him out quite a bit with these grading reveals, and he's a great guy. Easy to work with, and yeah, got nothing but nice things to say about him. All right, look at that. That's a big one right there. That is a big card. Now, I had a 9 on this, and they gave it a 10, which is awesome. So next up is the one that didn't get graded. It was let me look at my notes really quick. So this was a certified Jaden Daniels out of 350, and it was flawless. It looked like a 10. I don't know where Peacock picked it up from, but it might have been trimmed. I don't really know. It doesn't say why it wasn't graded. It just says that it could not be encapsulated. So I don't know if there will be an explanation when I get the card in hand, but we'll see. All right, next up, we got this Lamar Jackson Downtown. So here's where the bigger cards are. I had a 9/10 on this, had some light print lines on it. Unfortunately, they gave it the 9. Next up, we got a Marvin Harrison Downtown, and it got an 8. So I missed on this one. I had a 9/10 on it, but I had in my notes that it had a slight haze to it. I didn't really know what else to call it. It was like a surface issue, so I guess that's the reason why. And then my next one we got here, got a 9 on this. I had a 9/10 on it, so I guess I hit on that. All right, now we're gonna start flying back through. You'll see some of these were upgrades. A couple in here are downgrades. We got a 10 there. But yeah, all in all, other than those few in the middle, which were kind of the more expensive cards, um, all in all, this was a really good order. I love hitting 80 to 90% of my grades. I mean, typically I'm hitting 85 to 90%. I have gotten stricter with what I think my grades are going to be based on what I've experienced with PSA. I've been doing this for about 6 years, and I gotta say, I'm still nailing my 85 to 90% on what my expected grades are. You always get a few in there that it's human element. So whether I made a mistake or whether PSA made a mistake, the grader or whatever, it's you're still gonna have errors in there. So as long as I'm hitting that 85 to 90%, I'm super happy with that. Here we got a nice string of cards here that really help pay for this order. A couple of Bo Nix. Bo Nix is going to be hot going into the next season, and these are awesome, awesome cards. Look at all these 10s. Here's a big one. I know it's not as big because he's in his college uniform, but it's still a numbered card, so it's a super nice card. This is a bummer. All right, so I had a 9/10 on this. Unfortunately, we got the 8 on this one. Again, you're going to have a few of them where you miss. Let's look at the back corner. So this back corner, they're really hitting these back corners. Back bottom right corner. Just the slightest bit of white there. I had a 9/10 on this, and they gave it an 8. So really look out for these new Prism cards. They're really hitting them hard. But we're moving right along back into it, and we're getting some 10s again. I got a 9 there, but yeah, you'll have that. So biggest thing here, if you're grading the 24 Prisms, really need to look out for those corners, the back lower right corner. Those things really are tough. No, I was kind of surprised their estimate on this is pretty low. I figured this would be a $200-300 card, but they have it around $150. Yeah, so all in all, oh, here's another 8. That's another miss, but you'll have that. All in all, really good order. This is definitely going to pay for itself. There's another big hit right there. And yeah, I hope Matt's happy with the grades. I'm sure most of them he's pretty happy with. It's a bummer to hit those few in the middle there that were the kind of the higher end ones, kind of missed on, but there's a few that made up for it. So we're just going to keep going here. Try to go as fast as possible. Ten after 10. Hitting some 9s, and here we go. Arch Manning. This is going to be a hot card going into the season. I think he's going to be probably, well, I guess he doesn't come out until next year, but he's going to be another miss here. He's going to be a hot commodity. Back into some 10s. Marvin Harrison. Another 10. 10. 10. That red is really cool looking. Yeah, so here we go. We're getting into another one. This one right here, this is a big card. Big card out of 99. Got a 10. Very nice. Happy with that one. These these Pandoras are sweet looking. All right. That's going to do it, guys. I really appreciate you checking out the video. Like I said, it's kind of a bummer to see missing on a few, but you're going to have that. And I keep hitting my 85 to 90% of my grades, so I'm not going to argue. All right, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.